Welcome to the Natomas Charter School Virtual Learning Academy. My name is Mr. Wood, and I'm actually going to be your teacher for this course. Now you might notice that I'm not coming to you from a typical classroom, I'm actually coming to you from my kitchen. The reason why is that this is, after all, a food and nutrition class, and throughout this course, both you and I will be taking time to try different recipes and share what we've learned with our colleagues in the class. So before we get started though, a little bit about me. I'm not only a teacher here at Natomas Charter School, but I'm also the Instructional Technology Coordinator for all 5 of our programs, which means I spend a big chunk of my time helping teachers and students figure out how to integrate technology into their teaching and learning. I used to teach middle school science, and I have a bachelor's degree from biochemistry, from UC Davis I should say, in biochemistry, and I also have a master's degree in education technology. So you'll see in this course, it's food and nutrition, but it's also going to be a lot of science and technology at the same time. So throughout the course, we're kind of working with this one essential question, which is how do your decisions regarding food and nutrition impact the world and help you lead a better life? Our content will actually be broken up into 3 main units. Our first one's going to be on nutrition and digestion, where we'll really take a look at what are the USDA recommended guidelines for healthy living and eating, and looking at what are the specific nutrients you need for a healthy life. In the second unit, it'll be focused more on food science, the actual cooking that we might do in the kitchen and the science behind it. So we'll take a look at cooking techniques, but also looking at sort of the science behind our foods and how we might modify recipes. In our third unit at the end of the semester, we'll be taking a look at food in a global society. So we'll be looking at food production, where does our food come from, but also food and popular culture. Lately there's been a lot of movies and nonfiction texts related to food, and sort of taking a look at what that has to say about where we're getting our food from today. And then finally, at the end of that particular unit, we'll look at options beyond the grocery store. The supermarket and the grocery store is where many of us shop on a regular basis, but we also have farmers markets, we have community-supported agricultural groups, and we also have the option of growing things at home. In terms of coursework, everything in this course is going to be online through Moodle. While this is a virtual learning course and an independent study course, we also want it to be interactive and hands-on. So throughout the course, you'll be creating student projects such as an e-portfolio, but also Slide Rocket and Google presentations, and creating videos of your own as you take a look at what you're doing related to cooking in your own home. All of our projects will involve lots of discussion and sharing, so you have an opportunity to learn from other people in your course. And hopefully throughout the course, we'll also have an opportunity to develop some face-to-face meetings and look at some field experiences, maybe where we go out and visit a culinary school as well as an organic farm near the main campus. In terms of materials for the course, you're definitely going to need a textbook, so hopefully you got one of these. Later on in the semester, though, we're actually going to be sort of cooking our way through a cookbook. So while you're thinking about, mid-semester, you might want to start thinking about what's a cookbook that I would be interested in trying out. So it could be any cookbook that maybe you have around your house or you pick up at the public library, something though that you're interested in. And then finally, in the last part of the semester, when we talk about food in a global society, we're going to spend some time reading a nonfiction book. So one example might be Fast Food Nation, about fast food in America. But you also could look at a book like this, which is vanilla. Vanilla is a spice that a lot of people think is kind of bland and boring, but it actually has a really sort of interesting history and production where it comes from. And finally, as I mentioned, throughout this course, you'll be creating quite a few multimedia projects. So you might find it helpful to sort of identify where you might have a digital camera around your house. Could be in the computer that you're using to access Moodle, but it also could be in something like a phone, if you have a phone that has a camera on it, or even an actual digital camera. Some people still have these lying around their house. If you have trouble accessing those tools, let me know and I can help you find them. All right, well, it looks like my pot here is getting ready to boil, so I should probably go get back to cooking. But I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks as we start the course at the Virtual Learning Academy.